everyone.
Hello.
Are you eating the middle part?
I don't know, I took something.
Sorry, we have flapjacks. So this is Amber's 2016 deposition.
Mm-hmm.
So this is on Incredibly Average, his YouTube channel, as you can see from here. We will be obviously putting his channel in the description. His channel link in the description. So if you want to check out more of his videos, then you're obviously more than welcome. I watched I think 5-10 minutes of the beginning to see if there was any talking aside from Amber and the other people. And there doesn't seem to be, so we're just gonna see what shenanigans she starts with. You ready?
Yeah.
Right, let's go. Oh yeah, also, whilst we were off, we
Good morning. We're on the record.
we got her 2022 deposition and put down everything that she stated had happened by the month and the day. So, for example, she says something happened in March. I mean, there is a date in March that she says stuff happened, but other stuff she said happened in March, but there was no date assigned to it. So yeah, we basically have from Amber's side things that she said that happened, and we're gonna see if there's any differences. I am expecting that there's gonna be many.
Yeah. A lot of bees to be stepped.
This is the recorded video deposition of Amber Laura Depp in the matter of petitioner Amber Laura Depp versus respondent John Christopher Depp II, taken on behalf of the respondent. This deposition is taking place at 2049 Century Park East, Los Angeles, California, on August 13th, 2016, at approximately 10:01 a.m. My name is Stan Beverly. I'm the videographer with U.S. Legal Support, located at 11845 West Olympic Boulevard, Los Angeles, California. Video and audio recordings will be taking place unless all parties have agreed to off the record.
Where Charles and I. Okay.
Would all present please identify themselves?
Yes, good morning. Blair Burke on behalf of respondent Johnny Depp.
Hans Alhoff on behalf of respondent Johnny Depp.
Laura Wasser on behalf of the respondent Johnny Depp.
Samantha Klein on behalf of respondent Johnny Depp.
Lisa Sutton on behalf of respondent Johnny Depp.
Carrie Garbus Wright on behalf of respondent Johnny Depp.
Patty Glazer on behalf of Mr. Depp.
It being 10:02, correct? Yes. We are ready to begin, and it appears that petitioner Amber Laura Heard has not shown up for the deposition ordered by the court for today, nor has any of her legal representatives appeared. We can go off the record.
The time is approximately 10:02 a.m. and we're going off the record.
Like, how rude.
Oh yeah.
Like, so inappropriate. To just not bother turning up, and her legal team to not bother turning up. Also, hang on, let's... because we have some stuff about August. August 2016. So the day before, Amber admits to recording Johnny beating up some cabinets and acknowledges that it was released the day before her divorce deposition She denies that she had anything to do with the releasing of the video. She learned of the video's release when she touched down at the airport. Amber denies knowing that TMZ released the video 15 minutes after receiving it, that they own the copyright to the video, that it can only be released that quickly if it's directly from the source, and she removed the end, and that she removed the end of the video where she's shown to be smirking. She says that's absurd. So that's her 2022.
Yeah.
She just looks ugly. Like, she looks psychotic to me. Like, there's something just not right with her.
I don't know why, but I get some kind of Scream vibes from her.
Well,
just misses the mask and shit.
Well, when I sort of see her, I just get this face of someone who is literally, they were that bully in high school. They would make sure that if you ever stepped out online, they would make sure that you regretted it and you never did it again. Like, that's just the feeling I get with her, that she was that bitch. But she wasn't, the good term of that bitch. There's just nothing, I don't get a good feeling from her. And I don't think I ever have. Her acting is trash. She's a trashy person. I don't understand how she gets these multi-billion-dollar, like Elon Musk, how? Johnny Depp, how?
Yeah. No.
It was 10:07 a.m. and we're back on the record.
Thank you, Blair Burke, on behalf of respondent Johnny Depp. It being 10:08, and we are now back on the record, having gone on the record at 10 a.m. for the court-ordered deposition of Amber Heard. Ms. Heard is apparently now here with her counsel, and if we could please have everyone introduce themselves.
Charles Harder for Ms. Heard.
Joseph Koenig for Ms. Heard.
Samantha Spector for Ms. Heard.
Chris O'Donnell for Ms. Heard.
Leonard Levine for Ms. Heard.
I'm sorry. The certified court reporter is Pam Felton. Would you please swear in the witness?
Would you raise your right hand, please? Do you solemnly state the testimony you're about to give in this deposition will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you.
Good morning, Ms. Heard.
Good morning.
Ms. Heard, I'm going to be asking you some questions today. Would you prefer that I call you Ms. Heard or Ms. Depp or Amber? What would be your preference?
Ms. Heard is fine.
Ms. Heard? Okay, I will do that. Ms. Heard, this is a proceeding in which you're about to give testimony.
Hang on. Say that again.
I'm so lucky I have you.
Feed my ego a little bit more, what's that?
When I see her, I just realized I'm the luckiest man in the world.
Well, because I'm not a conniving bitch.
Yeah. And you're beautiful in comparison also.
Oh, look at you. So cute. Sorry, anyway.
And it is known as a deposition. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Our purpose in taking your deposition is to obtain the facts, the true facts and information within your knowledge related to matters involved in this lawsuit or proceeding. We did not seek to trick or to trap you in any way. We do not wish to cause you discomfort. The person transcribing the deposition is a certified shorthand court reporter. At the onset, you will be placed under oath. Do you know what that means?
Yes.
Okay. You will then be asked questions which you are expected to answer fully and truthfully. Under oath. Please do not guess. We request your best present recollection of the facts and events about which you will be questioned. We will presume, therefore, that whatever you testify to today is your best present recollection and not a guess. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. Although this deposition is being held in the informality of these law offices, this deposition does have all the solemnity of courtroom testimony. Since you're under oath, your testimony here today will have the same force and effect and be subject to the same penalties as if you were testifying in a courtroom before a judge. Do you understand?
Not that that mattered to her.
If I might ask
No.
you not to nod your head and instead answer yes or no, or however you wish to be responsive to my questions, because we have a court reporter, she needs to understand what you're saying. Do you understand?
I understand.
Okay.
You're allowed to nod your head as well as say yes if you want to.
I understood that as well. Yeah.
Among such penalties to which you are going to be subject for the penalty of perjury, I want you to know the definition of perjury. Perjury.
That's 2 sips very quickly, one after the other. Something tells me she has a dry mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if it's because she's nervous.
Yeah.
Because people who lie, their mouth sort of dries up.
Mm.
So, I mean, your mouth can dry up for a multitude of reasons, but in this setting, like if your mouth is just like if it just dries because, you know, not enough saliva, that's fine. But in this setting, 2 quick, large sips, one after the other. It's a bit unusual.
Yeah.
And she did that on the stand, didn't she? In
yeah.
2022, she was like near on inhaling her water at some points when Camille was really getting to things that were pissing her off.
She had to get a new bottle also.
A new happy juice.
Is defined as willfully and contrary to an oath administered, stating as true a material fact which you know to be false. Perjury is a crime. Do you understand?
Yes.
By saying, okay, the penalties for perjury are set forth in the California Penal Code. Everything said during your deposition will be taken down and transcribed by the court reporter. Every question we ask, every answer or comment you give, everything said by your attorney or this attorney or that attorney or that attorney or that attorney. You have, I think, 5 attorneys here. Everything said by any attorney will be duly transcribed. Do you understand?
Yes.
You've got 6 attorneys.
If therefore, I'm sorry, Mr. Hardy, did you say something?
Just noting for the record,
Noting for the record what?
how many attorneys you have and how many, or maybe you have 7.
If it therefore is vital that...
So, in the beginning part, when I was watching this, I was like, this guy's going to get on my fucking nerves. Ugh! It's not just once he does this. He is literally an asswipe.
Oh.
A used asswipe. I don't know how else to put it. If you're from England or you know what that insult means, you know exactly what I mean. He is literally a piece of shit. I can't, like, it's just, ugh, it's so annoying. It's like this tit for tat. I mean, all she did was mention that that Amber had 5 attorneys. She didn't say if it was as if it was a negative thing. She just made a note. There's 5 attorneys. Well, you have 6, maybe 7. Like, shut up, you piece of shit. It's like they've already gone in to this thing thinking that Amber knows how to tell the truth.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like. Because of how aggressive he is. So you don't need to be that aggressive for no reason. Anyway.
That if any time you do not hear or do not understand any question, Ms. Heard, you tell us at once so that we may have the opportunity immediately to repeat or rephrase a question to you.
I understand.
Obviously, if you do not promptly tell us otherwise, we'll have no choice but to presume that you did clearly hear and understand each question and that your answer to each question is based upon such complete and full understanding by you. Do you understand?
I understand.
Okay.
I understand.
All right. Now, Ms. Heard, I want you to tell us what you
understand.
Please also remember that the court reporter can record the words of only one person speaking at a time. So allow time for the question fully to be completed before you begin to respond. If you inadvertently are interrupted before you finish your answer, please tell me immediately. Otherwise, we will assume that your answer was complete and you had nothing further to say on the subject. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
And don't interrupt her also.
Let the record reflect Mr. Harder interrupted respondent's questioning to say the statement, "Don't interrupt her also."
The record already
At the
heard it. You don't
conclusion
have
of
to
this
repeat everything
session, the
I say.
reporter will transcribe what has been said into booklet form. You will have an opportunity to read that booklet and make any changes in the form of substance. You will say the statement, "Don't interrupt her also."
The record already
At the
heard it. You don't
conclusion
have
of
to
this
repeat
session,
He's trying to interrupt her. She's just like, la 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 la, ignoring you, piece of shit.
have an opportunity to read that booklet and make any changes in the form of substance of the answer to any question you feel necessary. Be advised that at the time of this trial, you will be questioned before a judge as to why you made such changes. And we will contend at trial that your memory and recollection here today are as good or better than at any later time. Can you think of any reason why you would be unable to provide me with accurate and comprehensive answers today?
No, I cannot. However, I do have a question. I didn't want to interrupt you while you were saying. I have a question about that.
Please.
What do you mean by having to go back or having the option to go back and change anything I say? Why would I do that?
So, do you think anything on this at all? Do you know why I paused it here?
Hey, she wants to change anything that doesn't make sense, and she's like, but it more makes sense.
No. It could be that, but I think it's she's already seeing all of Johnny's lawyers as enemies to her.
Oh yeah.
Because they don't believe her.
Yeah.
Therefore, you're a bad person to her, and she's going to treat you like an enemy.
Yeah, yes,
So
look at her eyes.
Exactly. So when she asks, why would I do that? Why would I do that? To change her answer. Johnny Depp's lawyer is literally saying what she's meant to say. Like, it's part of the thing. Like, you might remember something later on. You know, like how, like, sometimes if you're in a confrontation or something, or you're having a conversation or someone asks you a question, hours later your brain would be like, you know what would have been a really good response to that? This. That's kind of like, you know, when she asked you that question, you should have said this.
Yeah.
But she's seeing it as a way of trying to trick her into thinking, well, if she's not... It's... How to put it? It's as if she's thinking, Amber's thinking, that the attorney is trying to have a gotcha moment later on to dismiss multiple different incidents.
Yeah.
And Amber's trying to cut that off. Because she's already going down that route. Because she knows she's lying. So that's essentially why I paused it. I just thought it was really interesting. Also, how animated she is with just her face, which is very weird.
You should work at Freddy Fazbear's.
What was an animatronic?
Yeah, just put her there.
She'd just be a turd.
Yeah.
But I did, back to this, it's very unsettling to me when someone is very animated with their face, but their hands aren't doing anything. Like their body isn't really doing anything. is unsettling. And I think it's just from a primal sense.
Yeah.
Than anything else. Because it's just like, if you are presenting that you're that angry, like that.
Yeah.
Why are your hands not doing, why are they just on the table? That to me doesn't make sense. You're presenting a face as if you're angry.
Yeah. Actually, she looks pissed off there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, angry. It's the same word. But why are you presenting that face, but your hands are not doing anything, really? Like, they're moving around on the table. They're not going up in the air or anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's quite unnerving to me. I don't like it. But then again, I'm worried that it's because I don't like Amber.
Or I could be right. She is a Terminator.
I know you keep saying that, but let's face it, Stefan. Why would anyone who, if they could even make Terminators, why would they make that?
I don't know. They got an error.
She would have been recalled.
Yeah.
Just melt her. She's fine. Anyway,
is
sorry.
is it about perhaps remembering
Pierce's partners? One of Pierce's partners from Greenberg.
So can you please repeat that last
Sure,
few lines?
I'm happy to.
Clarify.
Thank you.
At the conclusion of this session, the reporter will transcribe what has been said into booklet form. You, Ms. Heard, will have an opportunity to read that booklet, that transcript, and make any changes in the form or substance of the answer that you give here to any question that you feel necessary. You should know that at the time of trial, you will be asked before a judge as to why you made any changes, and our position will be that your memory and recollection today are as good or better than at any later time. Do you understand now?
Until I approve the booklet, yes. Is that the correct?
Would you like a moment to speak with your counsel, Ms. Heard?
I'd just like to say something. The point is, you want to be as thorough as you can as to the question, and accurate as you can, so that you don't need to make any changes.
Also,
you want to be as complete in this record as possible.
Also, she's got those weird, sickly, like, sure, okay, like, stop it. You're not 5. You're not 15. It's not cute. You're closer to 30s in this video. In fact, I think she is turning... yeah, she is 30 because she turned 30 that year. Like, why are you trying to sound like a child?
I don't know.
I don't...
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hang on, what the fuck was that fake ass smile?
Okay, all right. Thank you.
What was that? What was that? What is that? What is this? You might as well just smeared shit on her car and had this smile. It's the same thing.
She had a "I got you" moment there.
No, her brain, the data, the program in her head kind of got confuzzled, and she confused Johnny Depp's attorney for a friendly, rather than an enemy who she needs to destroy.
Yeah.
Also, one thing to note as well, we have a document. It is like 20 odd pages long of the crap she said. So Laura Weisner, who's in there, so on rebuttal. Is this rebuttal or redirect?
Yeah, I think yeah.
Rebuttal. So she says about Laura Weisner that Laura knew TMZ, and that Amber didn't know anyone from TMZ. Where else was it? God, I have a brain like a sieve. I just saw it twice and I can't see the other word of it. Oh, it's in the same bit, okay. And yeah, so basically Amber's, during the trial, the 2022 defamation case, Amber was trying to push blame onto Laura Weisner, who's in this room with them.
Oh, yeah.
And Laura Weisner is part of Johnny Depp's divorce team.
Yeah.
So, like, all of these people she hates.
Yeah.
Like, this is such a fake fucking smile. Sorry. Thank you.
Thank you. Can you think of any reason, Ms. Heard, why you would be unable to provide me with accurate, truthful, and comprehensive answers today?
No, because she's lying.
Have you ingested any alcoholic beverage in the last 24 hours?
No. Okay. Lie. Look at that. Lying, bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. That's such duper's delight. She's such a fucking liar. In fact, aren't there pictures of Amber picking up? I mean, granted, she picked up like a massive case of alcohol.
Oh, yeah.
But knowing Amber's drinking habits, that could have lasted 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
But this duper's delight right here, she very much drunk alcohol in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
She's an alcoholic.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what?
Have you ingested any alcoholic beverage in the last 30 days?
I'm going to object. I instruct you not to answer. I don't think it's relevant. I think it invades her privacy. Don't answer it.
Are you going to answer my question, Ms.
I'm going to
Heard?
take my counsel's advice.
Okay. Ms. Heard, have you ingested any amphetamine called Provigil in the last 24 hours?
I'm going to object. But I'll allow you to answer.
What does that mean?
I'm going to state an objection
You know
for the
what
record. I think it
Provigil
invades
is.
privacy. I think it's irrelevant, but I'm not going to instruct you not to answer.
Oh,
It's
I
up
see
to
what
you.
you're saying. I take my medicine as prescribed by my doctor every day.
What, is that Dr. Kipper?
Does your answer mean
No, it's the
that
doctor from the corner streets. With the long coat.
It's Dr. Jekyll. And then her therapist, Mr. Hyde.
Yeah.
truth is that you have taken the amphetamine Provigil in the last 24 hours?
I'm also going to object vague and ambiguous and assumes facts not in evidence and calls for a legal conclusion on the characterization of the medication because you keep calling it amphetamine, but I'm not a doctor and I don't know if that's accurate or not.
I in fact don't even know what it is.
Let me assure you, Ms. Heard, it is an amphetamine.
She was in the process
Sorry,
of...
please don't interrupt me.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at, Blair.
What? I'm sorry, what was that?
If that's accurate or not.
I in fact don't even know what it is.
Let me assure you, Ms. Heard, it is an amphetamine.
She was in the process
Sorry,
of...
please don't interrupt me.
Look at that. She's showing teeth. It's kind of old now. Well, yeah, it is old now. It's a TV series called Ugly Bessie.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a character called Wilhelmina.
Yeah.
And there's a bit where, so it's in like a magazine thing. It's a whole thing. But basically, Daniel, he's another character. Wilhelmina and Daniel hate each other. They've always hated each other. Daniel thinks that Wilhelmina is showing teeth because she likes him.
Yeah. She's presenting.
She's presenting herself. And then he gets punched in the face.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at, Blair, because you
like,
instructed her to be sure.
But look, hang on. Look at this. I'm just gonna. I mean, fucking.
I'm sorry.
Just the face.
Yeah.
But look at that. And then look how quickly she goes from nothing. From ridiculous smile to nothing. That to me is psychotic. Like she's not a narcissist. She needs to be locked away in a self-hugging jacket.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that she hasn't changed in 6 years. So from this 2016 testimony to the defamation case, she's not changed. In fact, she's just got more comfortable with how she behaves.
I disagree with you. The mental asylum also needs to be locked into a self-hugging sweater, just in case.
Who?
It's the asylum where she's going to with the self-hugging sweater. That one also needs one, just in case.
Right, so Provigil, which is modafinil, which is sold under the brand name Provigil, among others, is a central nervous system stimulant medication used to treat sleeplessness due to narcolepsy, shift work sleep disorder, and disrupted sleep apnea. While it has been seen off-label use as a purported cognitive enhancer to improve wakefulness in animal and human studies, the research on its effectiveness for this use is not conclusive. God, it's hot in here. I'm sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is some high fucking drug. This is, yeah. Oof. No, would never. Anyway, back to this crazy bullshit.
What I was getting at, Blair, because you instructed her to be sure to give a complete answer, but yet you're interrupting her, and that's a problem for me and for her.
Well, it's a problem for me too, so let me very clearly and unambiguously apologize to you, Ms. Heard. I did not intend to interrupt you. I want you to be able to give full and complete statements, okay?
I would like to.
Have you taken the drug Provigil in the last 24 hours?
I have taken my medication as per my doctor's instructions.
When you refer to medication,
yes,
is that medication to which you refer the drug Provigil?
I take all prescribed medication as prescribed to me by my doctor. And I think my medical, my medical advice from my doctor is private.
Let the record reflect that the
Stop interrupting her, Amber. So I bet she was really pissed off when they was able to get her medical records.
Oh yeah.
During the 2022 defamation case. This is what I mean when I said it. I've said it multiple times in different videos. Amber did not expect Johnny to fight back.
Nope.
So she felt safe in all the crap she's saying here, and then the problem she had is that the crap she says during this and everything else she said outside of the 2022 defamation case it's not a cohesive story at all.
Especially not her witnesses, so to say.
Her witnesses are a joke.
Let the record reflect that the
any medication.
Petitioner, Ms. Heard, has not responded to the question. On behalf of Mr. Depp, we will move to strike as non-responsive.
I'm just going to object. I think your last sentence is unnecessary. I think, Blair, honestly, you're being harassing to this witness intentionally. You're trying to rattle her. whatever she says, she says. Whatever the record is, it is. You don't need to make your own commentary every time she gives an answer, and I think that's harassing and it's bothersome.
I can assure you, Mr. Harder, thank you for your comments. I can assure you I have no intention to harass Ms. Heard. I asked her a direct question to which her response unfortunately compelled me to make an objection for the record because it was non-responsive. I will ask again, Ms. Heard, in the last 24 hours, have you ingested the drug Provigil?
I apologize if you feel I did not answer your question. I feel as though I attempted to answer your question as best as I could while maintaining the integrity of my private medical information.
Okay, we'll just leave it at that. You've asked it 3 times.
And I also do not feel comfortable with, what, do you want me to call you Blair? I'm sorry, I didn't ask you.
That would be fine, Ms. Heard.
Let's go with Ms. Burke.
Ms. Burke? Okay. Ms. Burke, I feel the way that you characterized it was perhaps I felt uncomfortable with how you characterized it. It's my medical history, and I feel there's something private and personal about that, and I also want to protect the integrity of my personal medical information.
How asking someone, did you take, bearing in mind, Provigil is prescribed. It can be prescribed. How would that be uncomfortable? She states in the 2022 defamation case that she has what was it? Oh God, she mentions sleep a lot. Right, so she mentions that she changed the locks to the penthouses to get a good night's sleep. So she's already changed the locks in this video. This is August 13th, 2 days after my birthday. She changed the locks on the 22nd of May.
Yeah.
In the morning. Well, earlier in the day. And then she had James Franco over in the evening. Where, you know, they were doing friendship stuff. Sure. Jesus. So she changed the locks to get a good night's sleep. Provigil is about basically sleeplessness.
Yeah.
Sleep-related disorders.
Yeah.
So it's not unreasonable for them to ask that question because, I mean, she said she'd wake up. So this is a 2022 defamation case, right? She said that she'd wake up in a panic attack. She was losing weight and hair. She had shingles. She'd have panic attacks all the time and was falling apart. She was scared and conflicted. Mentions a lot about sleep and nothing about why she asked for the DVTRO. Which the question was, she was asked why she got a domestic violence temporary restraining order. And then she instantly I'm not shitting you, she starts off with that she changed the locks to the penthouses. It's like, I mean, what? you could have said the actual reason, which was you felt scared.
Yeah.
At the start, not at the end, but anyway.
However, for the record, I would like to say I take my medication as prescribed by my doctor and nothing else.
Let the record reflect that on behalf of Respondent Mr. Depp, we would object. The petitioner has been speaking for a number of seconds now. not in response to any question posed, and we would move to strike anything she said after the last refusal to answer the question. And Ms. Heard, I would like to ask you about any other medications you've ingested in the last 24 hours.
Okay. Are you finished or are you going to keep? It sounded like you were almost finished and maybe you weren't. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Counsel, if you do not have an objection
Oh, I do.
or an instruction to
I
your
do.
client, could you please remain silent?
I thought you were done, Blair, and then it sounded like you maybe weren't done. I was trying to get in an objection.
Where?
Tested in the last 24 hours.
Okay. Are you finished or are you going to keep? It sounded like you were.
There was literally a couple seconds of silence.
Yeah.
What? Well, how is she continuing? She'd stopped.
Almost finished and maybe you weren't. I didn't mean
This
to
guy's
interrupt.
annoying. I want to punch
Counsel,
him in his
if you
nads.
do not have an objection
Oh, I do.
or an instruction to
I
your
do.
client, could you please remain silent?
I thought you were done, Blair, and then it sounded like you maybe weren't done. I was trying to get in an objection. My objection is this. I'm going to object on grounds of privacy and confidentiality.
Hang on. I just want to see this written.
Hours.
Okay.
Right. So, just after she had finished his question, finished her question, he says, "Okay." He doesn't say, "I have an objection," or "objection." He doesn't. He just goes, "Okay." And then.
Are you finished or are you going to keep?
Are you? What is this? Just. Oh.
Like you maybe weren't done. I was trying to get in an objection. My objection is this. I'm going to object on grounds of privacy and confidentiality. There's not a protective order here. Her medical history is not at issue in the case. She feels uncomfortable telling you about her medical history. You may have to make a motion to compel if you want to get into medical history. I think we should just move on and let's talk about the issues in the case.
I would ask that counsel, for the record, make no speaking objections. And if there is an illegal objection, I invite counsel to make it for the record. But I would also ask, I don't want to assume, Mr. Heard, but will you be I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Freudian slip. Would you, for the record, would you be defending Ms. Heard as her attorney in these proceedings?
I'm defending her right now.
Okay, I just...
Hang on. I can see exactly what she did there. So, have this in mind, right? Watch Amber's face when she says Mr. Heard.
I don't want to assume, Mr. Heard, but will you be defending... I'm sorry.
So, Amber's unsure if Blair, I can't remember her surname, but if the lady's talking Blair, if she was referencing Amber as a he,
Yeah.
or if she was referencing Amber's attorney as Amber's partner.
Yeah.
Because how he behaves is, I would say, unprofessional at best, antagonistic, and I think overly protective. Something that a partner would do if their partner was in a distressing situation.
Yeah.
Like wanting to stop the conversation to protect their partner.
Yeah.
Which is only natural. And also the fact that she says it's a Freudian slip. Like, I see you, Blair, you sneaky bitch.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Freudian slip. Would you, for the record, would you be defending Ms. Heard as her attorney in these proceedings?
I'm defending her right now.
Okay, I just want to make clear, I will assume that any and all legal objections will be made by you today, and not any of the other 7 lawyers.
No, you actually
here.
said earlier that all the things that everyone says on the record is going to be part of the record, so.
Right, I'm asking just so that we can have a clear record and any appropriate objections can be made, that Ms. Heard pick one lawyer from her team to defend her in this deposition and make for the record any legal objections.
Okay,
That is my request.
I understand your request. I will be making objections. If anyone else feels that they need to make an objection, I'm going to let them speak for themselves.
Ms. Heard, have you ingested in the last 24 hours any non-prescribed medications?
No. Liar.
Ms. Heard,
Liar.
Yeah.
She answered that too quickly. She already knew the answer to it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like she's just lying. She answered it too quickly for there to be a thought process.
Yeah.
Because she's taken drugs.
Oh yeah.
I would assume that quick of an answer to that type of question would come from someone who is teetotal. So they know instantly, I've never drunk anything, I don't drink anything, and I don't smoke anything. That's what or someone that is sober, or just, so like for example, if someone were to ask me, have you drunk alcohol in the last 24 hours? I would immediately answer no, because I know I haven't, because I don't really drink alcohol. I mean, it's just like, also with drugs, but, I mean, it all depends on whether or not you count caffeine as a drug. And nicotine. And I would probably have to question that, like, well, do you count caffeine or nicotine as a drug? They're very addictive. So if you count those, then yes. If you don't, then it's a no. But, like, someone like Amber, who takes drugs regularly...
Yeah.
Both snorts, smokes, and I can only assume also injects, because let's face it, she's part of that crowd.
Oh yeah.
And it's not to say that, it's not to shun anyone who does that. I'm just pointing out that she's in that nefarious crowd in Hollywood.
Yeah.
The ones where dark shit happens constantly. They're around illegal crap all the time.
Yeah.
She's not part of classic Hollywood or, the lineage Hollywood. She's not part of the elites of Hollywood. She's not part of any of that. She's part of the ones who want to be in the A-list celebrity.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, and also from her 2022 deposition and the fact that there's been testimony and witness statements and just pictures and everything of Amber looking high as a kite and her being high as a kite and her stating from her own mouth that she was high as a kite, that essentially there should have been more thought in that.
Yeah.
It just does. Sorry.
Definitely it should have been.
Because, I mean, it just doesn't seem right to me. She's clearly lying.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's because she's a lying whore.
That most probably is.
Like, I'm getting aggravated. I'm overheating. Like, I'm sweating at the moment.
Yeah.
Have you ingested in the last 24 hours powder cocaine?
No.
Harassing.
Ms. Heard, can you tell us, as you sit here, and let me explain. It is very common in these proceedings that we just determine whether you have had any drugs or alcohol, whether anything would affect your ability to tell the truth today or impair your ability to tell the truth, okay? So
And she's answered all those questions. She's
Okay.
answered about medication, she's answered about non-medication, she's answered about is she capable of giving her best testimony. You've already covered all that. It's harassing at this point that you keep going over and over and over the same grounds.
Mr. Harder, are you making a legal objection?
Yes.
Okay,
It's
could you make
harassing.
that?
I said harassing, but I don't think that you got my message, so I wanted to be a little clearer.
Mr. Harder, you continue to make speaking objections which are inappropriate and improper in these proceedings. I will ask you once again to refrain from doing so. And I will ask you, Ms. Heard, one more time to answer my question. Could you tell us if you have ingested any medication whatsoever in the last 24 hours?
Objection. Invades privacy. Confidentiality, irrelevant, harassing, asked and answered many times now.
It is extremely relevant.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, it's a standard question, no?
Yeah.
I don't know if, much like many a woman and some men, I watch many true crime documentaries on the YouTubings, and I don't think I've seen a single interrogation, like in a police station with officers, where they've gone through the things and then they've asked,
Yeah.
have you ingested any drugs or anything that would prohibit you from telling the truth today?
Yeah.
Because you're making a legal statement. So, if you've taken something that makes you see fucking pink dragons on the odd occasion, I don't know, I think that would be very fucking relevant to you doing it. I mean, it could... I think he knows that she was doing drugs.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she did say in 2017 when she went to an ears, nose and throat doctor that she had significant scar tissue in her nose.
Mm-hmm.
Bearing in mind, if your nose had been broken, it would show up in the scan.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you've seen healed broken noses, like if they've not been aligned properly and fixed by a doctor. They're normally a wee bit wonky.
Oh yeah.
You could also have basically a bone, sort of a chip of a bone floating in your tissue, which would come up in the x-ray.
Yeah.
And you'd have it'll be extremely uncomfortable at
Yeah.
some points, depending on what you do. Scar tissue, to me, in your nose, would represent that you've probably been snorting a bit of, snow.
Yeah.
But not the cold kind. The powdery kind.
Those are all legal objections.
Ms. Burke, I feel I have answered your question. I have taken absolutely nothing that is illegal or that should impair or alter my ability to engage in and be fully present and competent during today's discussion. Sorry, can you not hear me, Blair? I just want to make sure you heard me. It seemed like you were talking. Did you hear me?
Ms. Heard, did you receive a deposition subpoena to be at these offices yesterday at 10 a.m. for a court-ordered deposition?
What do you mean by that?
Were you aware that you were ordered by the court to be in these offices for a court-ordered deposition yesterday at 10 a.m.?
No, she didn't receive anything.
I didn't.
We went in on an ex parte application,
And
the court ordered it, and she was advised of the court's order. She didn't receive a deposition subpoena.
Objection. It appears that another individual representing Ms. Heard is now
The
testifying for
individual
Ms.
has a
Heard.
name, his name is Mr.
And
Connick.
I would ask that anything that
Jesus.
was just said be stricken as non-responsive and move to strike as non-responsive Ms. Heard's answer. Ms. Heard, I asked you a question about whether you were aware you were supposed to be here in these offices yesterday at 10 o'clock for a deposition?
I'm going to object on grounds of privilege. If you learned of anything through communications of counsel, it's privileged, and I instruct you not to answer.
Ms. Heard, can I hear your answer to my question?
I instruct you not to answer. If you learned from counsel.
Ms. Heard, was it your understanding that you had a scheduled deposition yesterday?
If your understanding was from communications with counsel, I instruct you not to answer. It's privileged.
But hang on, would it be sent to her lawyer or to her? No, it would be sent to her lawyer, right?
She should have been in the court. It should be sent to her.
Well, no, her legal team are handling her legal affairs. All communications regarding any legal proceedings should go to them, and they should make her aware.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's not the client. So she's their client. It's not the client's responsibility to notify her lawyers of, oh, I've got a meeting. We're in the courtroom, or like giving a deposition on the 12th of August. That's not her job. So I just find it weird. Why didn't they tell her?
Yeah.
That she had to appear for this deposition? Was she too coked out of her mind?
She could be quite fined or fined for that, or yeah.
I wonder if it's because she had been taking coke.
Yeah.
And they said, right, we're going to move it for tomorrow. You need to make sure you don't drink, smoke, blow, suck, snort, inhale, stick a needle up your arm and twirl around and call yourself Mary. Like, don't do anything. Be boring. Be a normal person for once.
Yeah.
Don't be a junkie. Okay? Like, that's obviously with a more professional time, because she would have slapped the shit out of them. But, like, that's what it seems like they did.
Yeah.
Because they knew... Because the lawyers don't want to lie. If they are made fully aware that she's taking drugs and she says no, it's going to cause a conflict. I reckon.
Ms. Heard, did you communicate with Jody Gottlieb yesterday?
Her publicist.
I believe I did. I believe so.
What did you say to Jody Gottlieb when you communicated with her?
I don't remember what we talked about. We talked about, we talk about many things, Jody and I.
Of the many things you talked about with Jody Gottlieb yesterday, could you tell me one thing you talked about with her?
It misstates her testimony. You can answer. Although I believe it's been asked and answered. She said, I don't recall. But if you now recall, go ahead.
I don't recall the specifics. To answer your question, Ms. Burke, I don't remember specifically what we talked about. We speak often and text often. When I say speak, I'm including text messages. I don't actually think I spoke on the phone with her. I meant I communicated with her. But I don't remember exactly about what.
Did you, do you still have those text messages?
You mean on my phone
Yes.
or on my device? I'm sure I do.
Okay. Did you bring your phone with you today?
It might be in the car.
Okay. Would you be able to retrieve your phone if we took a quick break?
I'm going to object to that.
Huh? What?
Feeling she did not speak.
Oh no, I think she did. And I think it was because you remember who Jody is, except for me, because I'm a good person. I'm not that piece of shit. But Jody Gottlieb is Amber's publicist. So if it wasn't Amber that told TMZ, it was Jody Gottlieb.
Yeah.
And there would have been communications about that.
Oh yeah.
That's why she didn't bring her phone in, because her lawyers would have said to her, no, keep your phone in the car, don't bring it in, because I'll take it.
Yeah.
That's essentially what it is.
let the record reflect that counsel is instructing his client not to retrieve the requested evidence.
I just said I'm going to object to that.
Ms. Heard, did you preserve all of your communications with Ms. Gottlieb from yesterday?
Objection. Vague and ambiguous is the term preserve.
I'm happy to rephrase. Have you destroyed or deleted any of the text messaging you referred to earlier that you undertook with Ms. Gottlieb yesterday?
No.
So every communication you had with her by text is still on your phone?
What do you mean by
From
every
yesterday.
From yesterday?
Yes.
I'm sure it is, unless, yes, I'm sure it is. I can't imagine why it wouldn't be.
That's sus as fuck. Sus. She's sus.
Yeah.
I can't imagine why it wouldn't be. Why would you need to add that? Just say yes. If you wanted to add something, just say my yes. Also, my Apple account gets backed up regularly to the cloud. So even if there was to be an issue with it, I'm sure we could recover that data.
Yeah.
Done. As in the, I'm not sure why it wouldn't be. Bitch, you're gonna smash your phone.
I don't know what that word is. Okay. Were you informed? I'm sorry.
I was just gonna ask if I could please have some water. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Is it water?
She's already gone through her drink.
Are you ready to go forward?
Shit.
Okay. Were you aware that you were asked to bring documents today in response to a deposition subpoena for records?
No, I was not instructed to.
Don't disclose communications with counsel.
When you say
I
you were...
have the documents.
We have documents.
All the documents that we're producing in connection with the notice of deposition.
Could we have them, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Hmm?
Let the record reflect that I'm providing all documents that were requested pursuant to the notice.
What the fuck was that?
Let the record reflect that I'm providing all documents that were...
Does she wear contacts? She doesn't, does she? That's weird.
Yeah.
I've only known people to do that when they have contacts in. Like when it moves. But I mean, on the stand, on the 2022 defamation case, she was literally rubbing her eyeball. Like, touching it and rubbing it.
Yeah.
She was doing it constantly. I wonder if it's all the drugs she takes.
Yeah.
Like, her eyes twitching.
Yeah. I was thinking there's something with her eyes.
I'm wondering if maybe she takes a type of drug that would keep you awake.
Yeah.
And she abuses that drug. I mean, I don't know for certain, but that's a weird thing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only known, like I was saying, I've only known people to do that particular eye blink, like look up and eye blink, is when their eye contact with their contact lens wasn't in properly, like it was moving around. But even then, from what I've known, they've literally just nudged it and just continued on. But she doesn't wear eye contacts. She doesn't wear contact lenses. I don't know why I keep saying eye contacts. Contact lenses. She doesn't wear them. So it has to be something else.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not an eyelash. Because you move, when you have an eyelash, you sort of do it differently. You wipe, like, under your eye. You don't look up and blink multiple times and then close your eyes like that. I wonder if she's been taking some sort of drug that keeps you awake. I mean, hang on, doesn't Ritalin do that if you don't have ADHD?
Yeah, it does.
It's weird. It's suspicious.
requested pursuant to the notice of deposition
Sorry.
for my client, Amber Heard.
Let the record reflect that Ms. Spector provided me with about a 2-inch stack of documents that are in no particular order that I can see. We will go through them and we will determine whether they are responsive to the document production request.
Ms. Heard, were you asked to provide any copies of text messages that you had in your possession for these proceedings?
I'm going to instruct you not to answer if you learned anything from counsel. It's privileged.
I will take my counsel's advice.
Ms. Heard, was it your understanding that in conjunction with your deposition, your understanding, what you understood to be true, that you needed to provide the text messages between you and other people related to these matters?
If you developed your understanding from communications with counsel, it's privileged, and I instruct you not to answer.
How else would I? How else would
Did you say something, Ms. Heard?
I said, how else would I?
What?
Did you
What?
provide?
What? What? Huh?
I don't get it.
What? What's it?
Counsel. It's privileged.
I will take my counsel's advice.
Ms. Heard, was it your understanding that in conjunction with your deposition, your understanding, what you understood to be true, that you needed to provide the text messages between you and other people related to these matters?
If you developed your understanding from communications with counsel, it's privileged, and I instruct you not to answer.
How else would I? How else would I?
Did you say something, Ms. Heard?
I said, how else would I?
Okay, I think I got it. She's saying, how else would I develop an understanding that I need to bring in text messages from people related to these matters if her counsel hadn't told her?
Yeah.
Okay. Fucking half-answered gobbledygook. Jesus.
Did you provide any text messages to your attorneys in response to anything that was asked of you in these proceedings?
It's privileged. Anything that you give to your attorneys, anything your attorneys give to you, words that are said, written, oral, any of that, it's all privileged. You can't answer.
I would object again to counsel testifying and continuing to articulate speaking objections.
Wait. So in that case, he didn't provide anything.
What do you mean?
She can't answer the question that she provided anything.
Yeah, because so what he's doing, so basically Johnny Depp's lawyers, they're asking relevant questions.
Yeah.
To ascertain whether or not she's provided the required information. What Amber's lawyers are doing are trying to, hindsight, at this point, you could argue that what they're trying to do is stop her from basically answering as many questions as possible.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, she didn't provide any of that.
Yeah.
Because she didn't have it.
No.
But for me, it's the fact he said you can't answer that. She can.
Yeah.
She can waive her right to client-attorney privilege.
Yeah.
She can waive that and get on with it.
Yeah.
But what he's doing is very... It's very disingenuous. But it's also quite smart. Because everything's going through them. So anything she learnt about anything she might need to bring would have come from her counsel. So that's why that's why he's not allowing her to answer, because anything she learnt from counsel is privileged information. If she answers one, then she's waived her client attorney privilege. And she doesn't even know it.
And I want to make clear, Ms. Heard, I'm not asking about anything anybody said to you. I'm asking about what you believed you were doing and what you understood you needed to do. Did you ever have an understanding that you needed to provide texts, copies of texts that you had undertaken between you and John Depp?
It's the same question and it's the same instruction.
No, it's not.
If you're understanding...
No.
No, it's not. No, it's not. And the reason why I'm saying it's not, and he's doing something really disingenuous, and again, it's very smart, but it's very disingenuous. What Blair is asking is, did she know that when she's doing this deposition, she would have to provide proof of that?
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with client attorney privilege. It's whether or not she knew that she would have to do that. Like, I mean, say for instance, right? I don't know how to put it. We made an allegation about the guy below us, Mr. Greenleaf Smokey McGee, that he smokes weed every single day. How would we prove that? Like, if we got a medical condition from the stress or whatever, we claim that we had a medical condition from it, and it went to court, if it didn't get thrown out, how would we prove that? Evidence.
Yeah.
You don't have to be in a... I've never been in a court situation. I've never been in a court. I've never been in that situation. But it doesn't take a fucking genius to work out, oh, I've made several allegations. Oh, I might need evidence to back all that up. Yeah. Shocking. Color me surprised.
Communications with counsel, it's privileged and you cannot answer.
Ms. Heard, have you preserved all of your text messages in conjunction with this matter?
Objection is to the term preserved, and as to the term all, and as to the term this matter, it's vague and ambiguous for numerous reasons.
Wait a moment.
Miss.
What I'm getting from this is literally Amber knew nothing, she provided nothing, she does nothing, basically nothing.
She's got a good team of attorneys.
Which also provides nothing.
Well, no, it provides her an out. More time to, come up with bullshit.
Yeah.
They're literally, they're being paid a lot of money to represent her.
Yeah.
I almost said she's paying them. She ain't paying shit.
No.
But they're being paid a lot of money to represent her. So they're going to basically make it important. They're going to make her know, hey, we have your back, we're going to protect you. It comes with when when you essentially enter in a contract. I mean, obviously lawyers can recuse themselves, but they have to have a reason for it. They can't just go, I don't like this person's personality. So they most likely know that she's lying. They're essentially trying to stop that from coming out.
Ms. Heard, are you going to answer my question?
I would like to know what you mean.
I
would like to know, sorry.
No, go ahead, please.
Ms. Burke, I don't know what you mean by preserve. Because does that mean keep, save, does it mean intentionally, unintentionally?
Very good. I want to make sure you understand what the definition of preserve is.
I understand the definition in,
okay.
In normal context. In this specific
I meant it in normal context.
In this context, I don't actually know what you mean.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
You patronizing bitch. What is this face? I'm sorry. Also, doesn't that kind of look like she's been punched there? Oh. Shocking.
Yeah.
I want to smack her face with a frying pan. Like, doing. I can't.
Since you filed for dissolution from Mr. Depp on May 23rd, 2016, have you deleted any communications in text form between you and any other person?
No. Liar.
Okay. Have you, since you filed for dissolution in this matter, May 23rd?
So what?
Liar, burn of fire.
You were talking the same time as that.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Have you, since you filed for dissolution in this matter, May 23rd, deleted any emails between you and any other person?
Yes.
Okay. I think we're gonna pause it there and continue this tomorrow. What do you think of it so far?
She knows nothing.
She knows nothing. She knows nobody. She's done nothing. She's perfect.
She's married nothing. She eats nothing. She drinks nothing. She is nothing.
Well, that's certainly true. I mean, for me, it hasn't really got into any of her deposition yet, like the incidents that she says, but I think it sets a very clear precedent on what is to come.
Yeah.
Because this is many hours.
Yeah.
So this is, as you see here, volumes 1, part 1 and part 2. So I think there's up to 8 parts, but it's 4 volumes.
Oh.
So 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8.
Oh, it's a long one.
I mean, before this, I had only ever seen clips of this deposition. I didn't even know that this was even out, like, that it even existed. So I'm very, very thankful, one, for the commenter that suggested this channel, that we find this 2016 deposition, or testimony even, not deposition. So I'm really thankful for that, and for this channel for putting it out. So yeah, if you want to look at that channel, if you haven't seen it already, I'm sure you have. It's Incredibly Average, which he's got his watermark very nicely over. Not invasive, but you know it's there.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, if you wanna look at his other videos on his channel, his channel will be in the description.
Yeah.
So that should take you right there. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Leave your thoughts down below if you have any. Is it because this is the 2016 one? Do we need to have a new phrase at the end? Do you even remember yours?
Mine is very easy to remember. You just need to watch the screen and remember, don't do that in the bed.
What? That?
Yeah. Don't do a turd in the bed.
Okay. If your partner can go from laughing to angry face in 0.0 seconds, run.
Run.
Now, I'm going to have to try and remember that. I doubt I will. I might have to write it down. Anyway, so yeah, enjoy whatever you do. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Let us know if your thoughts down in the comment section below, if you have any. And yeah. I'm going to stick to the one. Stay hydrated, wear sunscreen.
And seagulls are the worst.
They are. Bye guys.
Bye-bye.